Hi, I'm Denise Keller, Marketing Director at the Lodge Retirement Community, and I'd like to share with you important information about our Helping Hands program. This program is for our independent living residents who may occasionally need a little extra help. All independent apartments, no matter whether you reside here or someone else, do not come with services to help a resident with activities of daily living, such as bathing, dressing, or medication reminders. But what makes us different is that we can provide these services and many others to our residents with our Helping Hand program whenever they need extra help. With one call, we can have services set up to help your loved one for as much time as they need. These services are additional cost and can be purchased for a short term. For example, when someone is recovering from the surgery or the flu that only needs services to help them get over the hump. Some services are purchased for the entire time that a resident is in independent living, so there is all the flexibility you may need to remain independent. We make it as easy as possible to have that added support when you need it, and this also puts family members at ease, knowing there is someone here to take care of these situations. Our aides and nurse are direct employees and are all invested in providing the highest level of care.
Hello, my name is Matthew. I'm the Independent Living Coordinator for the Lodge Retirement Community. I've worked for the Lodge in a different capacity for approximately 10 years. So some of the services that we can provide and are happy to do, everything from bathing to incontinence reminding, medication reminders and delivery, which is a big one. Anything as simple as blood sugars, blood pressures, checking vital signs. We collect urine for doctors to have sent out to labs to test for UTIs. Quite a few different things here and there. So one of the primary job duties for me is to make sure Helping Hands is staffed, and we have our list of assignments for the day, first shift and second shift. That's 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. We do escorts, things of that nature, to make sure residents that maybe can't remember how to get to certain areas in the building provided for them so that they do get meals on time and go to activities. Recently, we had a resident that we were noticing certain times of the day she was not her usual self. So in calling the family and letting them know this, we were able to determine that she wasn't taking medication at the right time and the right dose, offered to take over that service for her, and it has benefited because she is going back to activities, she is more lively, more energetic, and it was just because she wasn't taking one medication at the right time. So with Helping Hands, we do typically staff 2 aides during first shift hours, 7A to 3P. A nice thing about Helping Hands is that it is a lodge program, so therefore the aides and myself are lodge employees. But yes, we like to make sure that everything is maintained so that good health care and happy health care can be provided on a daily basis.
Hi, my name is Lisa Jameson, and I work at the Lodge Retirement. And I am an STNA, and I work in the Helping Hands area of independent living. We do help dressing and make sure they get to their meals, make sure that family gets involved as much as possible. And it does take a little time for them to trust us as we trust them. And it only takes maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and it's like a whole new different person. You know, we keep an eye on them. We make sure they get escorted where they need to be. We try to introduce others to them, and they make them feel like they're like at home. And it doesn't take long for them to feel, you know, like this is home now. And it's an awesome feeling to know that too, because nothing is better than being with family.
I'm Marcia. This is my mom, Fran. She lives at the lodge. She's been here for about 7 years, and she moved in with my dad after she had a surgery. The Helping Hands folks have a couple of stories. When my dad was at the end of his life, he was over at the care center, the aides here from Helping Hands who had worked with him day after day came over to just to say hello and send him their best. And he died the next day. They didn't have to come over. They came on their lunch hour. And I choked up when they did it, and I choke up every time I talk about it now. My mom lives at the lodge, and she's in great shape physically, but mentally we have problems with memory. Oh. The aides they're invaluable. They administer her medication. They remind her when it's time to go to exercise class. They remind her when it's time for dinner. Just keep her day flowing through the week. And I've never had an aide that didn't treat Mom with respect and care, and I appreciate that. When Mom's mental abilities began to decline a little bit within the last year or so, we talked to the aides, and especially Jody. When I said, can we do this or this, she would always say, of course, but it was more than that. She would say, we can do this and this, but we can also do, and to me that's just a professional who knows her job, but it's also a person who cares about the client.
Hi, I'm Sally Brewer. This is my sister, Lisa, and Lisa has lived here at the lodge for 3 years. During COVID, they were a great help to me. I knew and I counted on them daily for updates on how Lisa was doing. It's just so nice to have that extra service that comes with your retirement home because of the fact that you never know when you're going to need it. And at a moment's notice, you're going to need that extra help that maybe you didn't need last week. And you can make one phone call and you have it instead of trying to go outside and find a private service to help you. So that's just been wonderful. Yeah, Mom came here and was in the retirement side of the lodge, and she did really well. And then her health started to fail as she got older, and we noticed that she needed more assistance to get through the day. And as far as, medication and her bathing and dressing, and also wellness checks on her through the night. So Mom was able to move over to the assisted side of the lodge and still was able to stay in the same place, a familiar place to her, and yet get the extra assistance that she needed through assisted living.